Skip, how impressive was your guy Baker?
Baker Mayfield was extraordinary yesterday against the most experienced secondary in the National Football League, the wiliest defense in the National Football League, one that eats rookie quarterbacks for breakfast and lunch and dinner. And that's what they thought, I believe, that they could do to Baker Mayfield yesterday, especially after the early interception that he threw, a not-on-the-same-page interception with his favorite target. Rashard Higgins went one way, Baker threw it the other, early interception. But then, as Hugh Jackson told Baker in front of the team after the game, you do not flinch. And Baker Mayfield did not flinch because pretty soon, next possession, it got to be 3rd and 16 at the Cleveland 19-yard line. And what did he do, Mr. Sharpe? He hit Rashard Higgins for 21 yards. If we could see that play, this is a big-time NFL throw. Mm-hmm. This is the one where maybe Wink Martindale starts, look at that, zing. That's where maybe Wink Martindale wasn't experimenting with hyperbole when he told his team that Baker Mayfield is this generation's Brett Favre or John Elway. That's probably a little much on the John Elway, but the Brett Favre, he might be getting in the ballpark, especially in throws like that. Would you believe that yesterday, against the Baltimore Ravens secondary, Baker Mayfield completed 8 of 14 passes on 3rd down? 8 of 14? And he converted the one we just saw. That was 3rd and 16 with the 21-yarder. And he converted a 3rd and 10 with a 26-yarder and a 3rd and 2 with a 17-yarder. And finally, if we could see the play of the game, the one that won the game, on 3rd and 8, after he had lost his favorite target, Rashard Higgins, to a knee injury, he completed one to some kid, Derek Willis, undrafted out of Texas Tech, a rookie. Derek Willis, he completes one to him for 39 yards to basically set up the winning field goal to win the football game. And you want to talk about degree of difficulty? Check this out. Only one time did Baker Mayfield start inside Baltimore's territory. That was after a fumble that his Cleveland defense forced. But if you take that one away, his starting field position on 15 other possessions was the 17-yard line. So Baker Mayfield started, these are some of his possessions. He started his own 9, 5, 3, 10, 14, 14, and 16. That's on 15 drives. 7 of them started inside the 20-yard line. That's when rookie quarterbacks come all apart. And Baker Mayfield hung right in there. He had no more turnovers the rest of the game after the early not on the same page interception. And I sat back and said, they just beat the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm going to say it one more time. If Baker Mayfield had started from the start this year, if Hugh Jackson had started in game 1, this team would be 5-0. That would be if the refs and the replay officials didn't steal the game from them in Oakland, because clearly they won that game in regulation in Oakland. And finally, the NFL actually admitted one of the blunders that the refs made. The fumble was, and then obviously the mark on the 4th down.
Well, they doubled down on the mark. They said they got the mark correct, but they did oversight. They should have been a fumble.
So, but anyway, they should have won that game because they scooped up the fumble, and they would have scored with it, and they would have won the football game. So Baker Mayfield would now be 5-0, including a huge win over division rival Baltimore. And my bottom line is, I keep telling you, this kid is something.
Can we just deal with what we have? Can we just talk about this game, not what would have happened or what could have or should have happened? I'm going to give you credit. Today, I'm going to let you have your moment in the Baker Mayfield son. He played well yesterday. He cut down on the turnovers. He had 1 turnover. Okay, he's a rookie. That's going to happen from time to time. But I thought he put together a nice drive, especially in overtime. They had him backed up. They got him to 3rd down. And in overtime, that's really all you can hope for. Get him to 3rd down, get off the field, give your team the ball back with a chance to win the ball game. And Baker Mayfield put the drive. Well, the first drive, they got the ball in overtime to begin with. They didn't do anything. Give the Cleveland's defense credit because they didn't let Joe Flacco do anything.
Did not.
So they give him the ball back, and now he put together a nice drive. The throw, the touchdown throw to Higgins, Skip, I thought that was a really great throw.
Good throw.
Because that's incredible anticipation. And a lot of times when you're a smaller guy, you have to rely a lot on anticipation, especially if you don't have the strongest arm. The difference is, and I tell people this, and it's hard to explain, a lot of winning is believing that you can win. I believe that Baker's teammates believe that Baker gives them a better chance to win than Tyrod. And that's all that matters. Is he a better quarterback? Yes. But whether or not he was a better quarterback, Skip, they believe. You look at the way they play. You look at the energy. You look at the feel that they have when he comes in the game. The crowd is electric. The guys on the sideline, they're standing like, what is he going to do next? That's contagious. And I'm sorry, Tyrod, that it didn't go well for you, but they just believe in this kid. And this kid had, and Dion, I was talking about it last night on the network. You can't define it. You can't write it down like, but it's it. He has
contagious charisma. Jenny Taft has been there and done that and experienced it firsthand. Contagious charisma.
I just remember being in the huddle with John Elway when I was in Denver, Skip. And he's young, but I just believe no matter what the situation, 3rd and 19, John gonna make a play. We're gonna get this first down.
I got it. But John didn't exude that sort of moxie quality, that sort of high energy. John was 6'3", 225. I mean, he was just a stud athlete who was going to make stud plays.
Yet to see, the thing is with him is that John had already built that resume. Yep. See, this kid doesn't have a resume. Now, there will come a time that he will not have to be rah-rah jumping all around the head, but that might be his personality, a la Tom Brady.
Yep.
Tom Brady in year 19 is still headbutting Gronk. He's still headbutting Julian Edelman. So that might be Baker's calling card. Eventually, his resume will carry him, and so he won't have to be as rah-rah, come on, give these pep talks, although that's fine. If that's what he is, so be it. I'm going to give him credit. At first, we wanted to give him a letter grade. I was going to give him a B+, and the only reason I wouldn't give him an A, Skip, because of turnover. You know, I can't give you 100 if you get one question on the test wrong. But he played well. 342 in that situation, go to overtime, 1 and out. I mean, you get to a situation where you have the ball first. So now you punt the ball away. Now if they get in field goal range, kick a field goal, you lose the game. Give the Browns defense credit. But I thought Baker played well. He showed me something yesterday. This is something they can build on. They're gonna. Do I think we'll talk about that later. They might cause some people some concerns.
They will.
But I think because of their inexperience, I think that will be the only thing that could. Because I think they're a talented football team. They got guys that can make plays offensively. But Greg Williams has that defense flying around.
Finally, they were not flying at Oakland when they gave up 565 yards and what was it, 40? Was it? I'm confusing it with the OU game, 48 to 45.
Yeah, they gave up 40 plus.
Well, and yet yesterday they re-locked in, they refocused, they came to play yesterday against a Baltimore team. I remind you, Ravens were on a roll. Flacco was playing at a high level.
They had just gone to Pittsburgh and just cooked,
just destroyed them. And almost left them for dead, although we both thought that they would rally against Atlanta because Atlanta is so decimated on defense.
Yes.
So Pittsburgh bounced back, but the Ravens were not able to continue to maintain their momentum at Cleveland. And I think Cleveland is a dangerous team in this division. I'm not going to say they're going to win it, but with Baker Mayfield, anything is now possible for this team because it believes anything is possible.
Well, they're the team with the least amount of experience. And I think that might be the thing that ultimately be their undoing, Skip. Because if you look at these other teams, they're a very veteran ball club at the quarterback position, at the coaching position. Now, Hugh's been a coach, but all these guys have been there for a substantial amount of time. If you think about it, Marvin's been there, 15, 16 years? John Harbaugh, like 9 or 10. And Mike Tomlin's been there 11 or 12. So I think the inexperience might catch up with them, but they're not going to be an easy out. Don't think you going to Cleveland or they're coming to your building. You're like, oh, these are the same Browns from 1 and 15, 0 and 16. They're not the same Browns.
So after Hugh Jackson refused to let Baker Mayfield even compete for the job during camp and flat out gave the job to Tyrod to start game 1 and
he
game 2.
He did beat out Drew Stanton. That's something. That's an
second string, and it was announced. He got he brought him in and said, "I congratulate you. You're my second string." Really? So after all that, Baker Mayfield is now saving Hugh's job. That's what's happening before your very eyes.
He's saving his job too. Because how foolish had he go out there and lay an egg? How foolish would they have looked taking him with the first pick and he laying eggs? So he's saving himself also.
Did he lay any eggs?
No.
I haven't seen him lay any. I think John Dorsey looks pretty genius.
He does.
For both Baker and Denzel Ward, who's playing at a high level.
Well, Baltimore is about to maybe do a fatal blow, and Flacco throws an interception on the 1-yard line.
All right.
That changes the whole complexion of that ball game.
But
I give them credit for
where
that.
we disagree is you say Baker's challenged with his arm. He has a whip of an arm. It's underestimated and underrated. The ball is leaving quickly and getting there quicker than you think it is. Okay. That's why he was able to do that against Baltimore. And Jenny, I think we just heard Shannon Sharpe back off and say that he was wrong about Baker Mayfield. I believe that's what I just heard.
Hold on, Skip.
Huh?
What? Skip,
did you hear that?
Skip, he started 2 games. He started 2 games. Remember how you were on Dak that first year? Yeah. He won 13 games and you put him in the Hall of Fame.
I didn't put him in the Hall of Fame. I just said he played the greatest starting rookie quarterback season that's ever been played. No one's ever done that
Has
before.
he been close to that since?
Well, has the team deteriorated around him? Has it?
No.
Yeah. Did Dez go south last year and lead the league in drops? Yes, he did.
And now you asking for Dez to come back.
Yeah. Did Witten retire and go
I
to
would
the
hear
booth?
you say it.
Yep,
you want Dez back?
I told you, what did I say last week? I'm getting that desperate. Then Jerry said, nope, we're not going to do that. What is Jerry going to do? He doesn't do anything except sit back and watch, right?
Nothing.
Well, he's fiddling while Rome burns, right?
What you want him to do, Skip?
That's what he's doing.
What would you have him to do right now?
Well,
Who's out there on the street that's going to help them at the receiver position?
He could fire his coordinator. That might shake things up. I don't know.
But you still left with the same pieces at wide receiver. I'm trying to figure out what is he going to do with those wide receivers that could help.
I don't know. I don't have a great answer for that. Except my guy Bryce Butler, he suited up yesterday, stood on the sidelines and played none. He was Dak's favorite target last year. He's their only deep threat. Why not?
Well, Dak hit him a couple of times. You see him throw the ball out of bounds?
Was that it? Yeah. And he made a couple of good catches over there on the sideline. Yeah.
Throwing the ball to Tavon Austin. I tried to tell you, Skip. Oh, Tavon, he's really doing. I said, Skip, he's a gadget guy. Oh, no, that's not what they're telling me.
He made their 2 most explosive plays of the night last night. A punt return and a deep ball.
Skip, if you're going to have Dak get out of 3 sacks, roll to his left, throw across his body.
That's about all we got.
Okay.
That's it. It's going to come down to that. And you got to stay close enough. It's got to be 16-16 so that play wins the game, right?
But it did.